Alright, what's up you guys? Here we go. It's a new day, a new green day, but before I get into it, I just want to say thank you for everybody who's following me, who's watching my videos. Yesterday evening we passed a very important milestone. We had 1,000 subscribers, right? So it makes me very happy, and this was the reason why I started my channel, because it's so many fake people out there, so many fake accounts out there who just showing nonsense numbers, not necessarily nonsense number, but definitely not a consistent videos you can see from a person. It's only very few who's doing that. So and end of the day is make you question how legit is, right? Because everybody can show out of a blue moon a video and to show this is what I did, this is how I made $1 zillion. But in an every single day break down the videos and try to give education for a new traders who struggling to be consistent and make money on the market. I'm not saying it's easy, but with the right mindset and with the plan and discipline, definitely it's achievable for everybody. Is nobody special on the market. The market, it doesn't care who you are, so you have to be disciplined on your own, and anybody can make it, right? And again, I just want to say thank you before we get in. Again, 1,000 subscribers, a couple thousands of views. It's very humbling, and thank you very much. And as I say, today we had another green day. This week is going perfect. Yesterday we made closely 4 times of the daily goal. Today we reached about double, and it doesn't mean it was easy any of the days. Today, to me, it was a very strange day. In the morning, for about 3 hours, we barely could see any price movement. We were trading within a very tight range. It's less than a point. It's about a 3/4 point range, and for SPY to be in this narrow range is very tight, and it's hard to trade, right? Because the movement itself, it doesn't give you anything basically, right? And in the afternoon the market opened up, and even when it's opened up, it wasn't that easy to trade, because every single drop it get retested, right? So if you wasn't quick enough with your profit taking, then basically the whipsaws, the move against you, it's erased or put you in the negative if you had your stop loss placed wrong. And again, even the market is dropping, and it dropped a lot. We went back under 415. We are under, or basically at this case became our support level. So we went under. Let's see what's gonna happen, right? We don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. We're not gonna trade just to trading, right? We're gonna trade whatever the market gives us, whatever the chart's telling us to do, right? So as we go in, I'm gonna break down the trades. We had 8 trades, 8 winners, about the double of our daily goal. And again, I just want to say thank you for all the subscribers and everyone who's watching this channel and find value of my teachings. Thank you very much. today it was a very interesting day. As we can see, huge drops, but the most important part for me is the morning time, as most of the day traders trade in the first few hours of the morning, right? And exactly that time period was very tight, right? Even in the pre-market, we had the gap down from yesterday, and we were just trickling down, right? We had after 6:30 in the morning, we started to have a little volume come in, and then we could distinguish some sort of levels, right? We have a pivot level right here around the 18-ish area, and also on the bottom part the 1750. And as the morning started, I started very choppy. Is nothing interesting, and then basically we settled in between those levels, right? Even if we go down a little bit more from 1725 till 18, that's a 3/4 point range for basically 3 hours. Is a very tight range, very hard to trade because of the movement itself is not too big. So let me get into the trades. Today is the 23rd. So my first trade, I took it 10:13. Let's just zoom in. Where was that exactly? Put our little arrow. 10:13 is as soon as we started to make the move down, as we hit our pivot, right? We hit the pivot level, so this definitely it's became a well-established resistance level, right? So as we started to move down, I entered before VWAP. Even we had a support for VWAP, and in the first two candles it did held up. Then we had a huge drop, and basically I exited. Let's go back. Exactly on those candles. As soon as it dropped, I don't really remember what part of the candle, but on the drop, and this trade made us about 15%. So quick profit taking, base hit, because of the tight range the whole day. Exactly, that's what was about. And yesterday, as you guys watch my my yesterday recap, I didn't follow my plan exactly. It still rewarded me. So today definitely I had to be disciplined, follow my plan as I enter, as I exit, and exactly I just did that. So this was the first one. The second trade, I have to wait it about an hour, is 11:14. 11:14 again, as we were dropping from those levels, exited this one. I exited 18. As soon as we broke VWAP, I exited, I left, definitely, both of the time. And as we go on all my trades, I left a lot of money on the table, which is completely fine. Today was the focus, making base hits, follow the plan. So, and the exits was 18. This one wasn't a high yielding trades, this about 5%. So is not much was going on, unfortunately. Third trades, 11:38. And this was to the long, 11:38. This was to the long, and the reason why is because we have a trend line from pre-market, actually it's yesterday after market high, and or basically well established 18, right? So that's for 18, that's give us a way to draw our pivot line. And basically what happened is we broke through, we retested, and as the first candle make a new high, we entered, and my exit 42, 41, 42, as it pulled back, started to go higher, I exited in the green candle, not the red one, the green candle. And this trade 61, 64, I scared out of it quickly, basically on these two candles, 61 and 64, entered at 57. It's about 10%. If we take the average, is about a 10% trade, which is again another nice base hit. And then basically from this point on, is not is got frustrated, but at this point on, I left a lot of money on the table. So our next trade, 1206, I think it was right around VWAP. 12.6, and this was right break of VWAP, right? We closed below VWAP, and my original mistake, I didn't take the profit as it went down, and at this point I had to struggle with the trade because it started to chop around. The time decay take place into the trades, and because the movement are very, very tight, basically the time decay, the theta is eating up the contract basically, and exactly that's what happened. And this was my longest trade. I entered 1206 and exited 19 and 27, 29, 31. So and this is why it's frustrated. I started to exit it as we went down. I was hoping we're gonna continue, and this the 1230 candle we broke down, we came back up 30, 31, 32, and these are the rest of the candles where I exited all my position. And believe it or not, from here to here, the contracts haven't appreciated anything. What I mean is anything substantial. This trade over here, it was less than 5% from all this movement, because of the tight range and the time what we passed in the trade. The time decay just chew up basically everything. And nevertheless to say, the moment I exited, the huge drop came. And this is the moves what basically gives FOMO to the people, right? I resisted, I didn't enter, and what I did, I started to look for next levels to trade, right? So what we had to do, we just had to look back a few days prior. How did we trade, right? What was our levels to consider, right? So basically my next trade 1259, and this was to the short, to thinking it's going to continue breakdown, right? The level what I was watching, it was the 416.22 and in the 30ish 40ish area, And why is that area? Let me just give a few days and then we can go back. The purple line is for our reference, right? A few days back, these price movement, the high of the pre-market and these previous chopping around, I considered as our next price level to trade, right? And the next price level, basically when we break down, it was exactly that level, right? 1622, 416.22, support. We break down, it gives us a resistance, and from here basically we just blow through, and after that we never retested this level for the upcoming days, right? So right now this level here, it's became, and as the day passing, we can see how important that level became, and this was the higher end of that chop fest basically. So what I was thinking, if we break below, then we can continue our move. So my exit from there was at 105, and that is, I think, exactly the week as we came down. I exited as we wicked below, and this move give 10%, about 10%. And because we had the wick, we can establish a short trend line, right? And the next trade, the initial entry, I missed. I was thinking to enter as we will break down the support and resistance level, right? Over here, it was a resistant, we went up, it became support, and my thinking, if we break below, then I would enter. And then we had a trend line also. So basically what happened, this huge candle, it was an instant. Even I was ready to enter, I just couldn't. I pressed, and basically it's just skip me over, and right away it's printed a huge candle. But because my theory, I didn't let this trade go, I was waiting, and my next entry was at 28. As we broke the initial candle, we went up, and as we break the initial candle, that's when I entered 28, exited on the very next candle 29. Again, I'm not sure what part of the candle, but I think it was right by the support, because these purple line, as we can remember from the previous days, and also here, it gave us at the time a day of low. So I exited exactly there, and this move about a 20% move, because it's a huge sudden drop, right? And this one we can consider basically a third of a point drop. So it give us enough movement to take a profit. That was that. And the next and last entry was at 210. Unfortunately, it didn't break the moment I wanted. So as I entered, it went back up, and I almost get stopped out, because this week it was big. It's a big week. It's a 20-point week, which for the stop loss, it's enough. Luckily, it didn't stop me out, and the next Next candle 412, so that's close to the closing point. 412.42. As we were breaking the little pivot, I exited, and this trade, it's give us a little bit over 20%. So again, nice trades overall, very disciplined trades. As you can see it, so much money left in the table, right? In the tight range was okay, right? Because we didn't move. But once it opened up, I should have realized I could stay in the trades a little longer. But that's just the way I trade. As we drop, we take the profit, right? You never can go broke taking profits. Definitely you leave money on the table, but again, let's not forget, we're still trading. It's not that small anymore, but we're still trading with a small account mindset, right? Because it's completely different thing when you have a big account, when we're trading a big account, and basically you have money to buy yourself out of the trade. This is what happens with a lot of fake traders, and even they showing it, and I just see it over the weekend. Even they showing it on the account, but the new traders not necessarily understand what they look at it, right? So in this case, as they were breaking down the trades, the guy made $1,800 on a trade, right? Which is a nice amount. And out of the glimpse, okay, that's fine. But what traders don't realize, new traders, this particular trade took 1,800 contracts, almost 2,000 contracts, and that particular trade, it was almost $50,000, and he just made $1,700. And this is not he just made $1,700. This trade basically was nothing else, just buy yourself out of a bad trade. Because you have money on your account, you can do that. And this is completely a bad trade, and they taunting on their chest, oh, I made $1,800. No, it's a bad trade, and this is how they can distort basically a lot of things, unfortunately, on the internet and on the videos, when people, not by their own fault, just by inexperience, they don't understand what they're looking at. And again, I just want to leave it on that note, is you guys has to make the decision who to follow, what videos to watch. It definitely has a lot of good content on there, but unfortunately a lot more is bad, and you're not gonna learn so much consistent useful stuff out of them, just besides watching the trades as entertainment. And that's it. Again, I just want to say thank you guys for the 1,000 followers, and hope we can grow this account much bigger together, and hopefully you guys learn a lot of things out of these videos. And if you do find value in these videos, please subscribe, hit the like button, very important for the algorithm, so it's put in front of other new inspiring traders, and turn on your notifications so you can have my videos as soon as they come out. And don't forget, learn, study the charts, very, very important, right? As we break, we're retesting. All these could have been an excellent entries, right? same thing. We break down, we establish a support resistance level, we can enter, right? I tried, but unfortunately on this one I couldn't. But again, the point is, you guys need time on the market. It's not going to happen overnight to be profitable, to be recognized, the trend, the patterns. You need time to put in, and then basically anybody can make it on the stock market, right? All right, you guys, so see you next time.